Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Wayne Hall out of Orlando, Florida, by way of Winter Haven, which a lot of people don't know, but we're grateful this evening to be here in the locker room. We're on our men's only private talk, but still public, as you know. And this evening, guys, I am honored to have two distinguished gentlemen with me. First, we have Mr. Carlyle Holder out there in Claremont, Florida, and this gentleman has a long sheet of accolades, guys, but I'm going to try to narrow it down as best as I can. This gentleman was a warder of the largest prison system in the country, guys, and he's now the CEO of Correctional Health Solution Group. We're going to be talking to him in a minute. And on the other end, up there in Atlanta, Georgia, we have a very good friend of his, gentleman who has also another long sheet of accolades and achievements behind his name as well, Mr. Carlton Dewberry. This gentleman is married to his beautiful wife, Lisa. They have five daughters. And this gentleman has been a retired or is a retired USMC captain, a retired lieutenant of the Alexandria Sheriff's Office, spent the last 8 years as director of training, and spent 21 years as a deputized U.S. Marshal, guys. These are the gentlemen that we have with us this evening, so you know we're going to have an amazing program. And to kick things off, of course, you know, in the locker room, we talk about things that, we can just, candidly speak about without wondering if anyone is listening. But the topic, guys, as always has to do with our women. Okay. We always are talking about the issues affecting our women at their time of the month. And the reason we do that, guys, is because we are a part of a campaign called Justice for My Jewel. And it's in the locker room that we'll be talking this evening about some situations that have existed with our women that have been causing them problems. And we found out and we're looking to do something about it. So let me shoot right over there to Claremont, Florida, to the great Mr. Carlyle Holder. And this gentleman has been appearing all over the country, guys. To get a hold of him is like trying to get a hold of a president. Okay, so we're grateful to grab a hold of him this evening, and we're going to make sure we milk every bit of information out of him that we can to help us with this campaign. So, Mr. Holder, reaching over to you, sir, tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of, what you saw as a reason behind what you do now for a living. Why would you align yourself with a campaign such as Justice for My Jewel? What drew you in before we even go any further?
Yeah, well, I think that really I've had a very successful life, having been retired from the federal government, and I've decided that whatever time I have left on this earth, I want to have social impact, and social impact, carries into a lot of the things that I do. Uh, when Charles Dewberry faked a meeting to come to my office and didn't know exactly why he was coming, which I think was the greatest move that he did. Because had he told me what he was coming for, I'm like most men would have said, "Hey, you know what? I'm not interested." I would have find every reason not to have that meeting. But I'm so glad that I did because obviously, I was a single dad at one time with a daughter and not understanding the what it meant to them during that time. I was arrogant and I would say stupid because of the lack of information about this particular issue. So I'm happy that that Dewberry came and shared with me, and as a result, I feel like, hey, you know what? We have to share with others so we can make sure that we stay informed about the issues because I said, information is power. When you don't have it, you can be blind, but when you do have it, you can be the light. So that's why I've decided that I want to be part of a solution that has evaded and has had a negative impact, particularly on women of color.
We appreciate that, sir, and we thank you for being here with us this evening. And we're going to jump over to Jonesboro, Georgia, to Mr. Dewberry, who did his thing to get in front of you, and now ask him what got him involved. Sir, what got you involved in this project, in this campaign? And not only are you involved, which we will talk about later, some of the things that you're doing, but you're going all over the country. But before we talk about that, what made you interested and drew your attention to this campaign?
Being candid, I wasn't interested at first. I somebody presented the issue to me, and I said, "No, I'm not doing that." Then I was talking to my daughter. I'm very close to my daughter. I was talking to my daughter, and my daughter, Constance, said, "Dad, every day a woman checks into emergency room with a pad or Tampax related issue." And I said, "Every day?" She said, "Yes, Daddy, every day. Check it out." She said, "You're a cause guy. You get behind causes. Look at it." So that's okay. Now, I too was ignorant because I raised four daughters and I adopted one, which is my fifth, but they're all grown women. And I too would go to the store and get the pads they will need it, but I didn't think anything about it. It's been like a hush hush society. Nobody talks about it. So when I started researching and saw all the damage, I'm getting chills now. When I started researching and saw the damage that our women were going through, and they were, as we say, suffering in silence, I said I had to do something. Now I'm very well retired and happy and stuff, but I had to do something because you have to give back to the society you live in. And this is my way of getting back education, educating women, men. The reason why this billion-dollar industry has been able to sustain itself and hurt women, and that's basically what it's doing, is because nobody wants to talk about something that God created. God created women. God created period. We need to deal with it. I mean, so we need to bring it out of the dark and shed some light on it, shed some education on it, so women can make the appropriate decisions for their lives.
We appreciate, sir, the fact that you, with that long accolade sheet and achievements that you've had in your life, decided, along with many other of us men, to get involved with this campaign. And the campaign is so much greater, and women's lives are so much better off because you two gentlemen have decided to step in. And I want to go back over to you, Mr. Holder, and talk about some things here with you for a minute. You are a busy man. You just recently finished a book. Can anything good come out of prison? And you have been traveling the country. You've been doing speaking engagements. It's been hard to get a hold of you because most of your time has been either in the air or in the car with some influential people. And at the same time, you are about to launch something massive in all the Caribbean countries and beyond with this campaign. Tell us, how are you doing that with your schedule being the way it is? And is it your daughter that drives you, your wife? I know you have passion to give back, but to be so involved, having all these other engagements, what drives you? And what the reason I'm asking you this particular question are men who might say, well, I'm busy. I don't have time for this. But they can't be busier than you. Talk to us, sir.
Well, you got, there's a saying that you make time for the things that are important to you. And while I have two companies and I have a nonprofit. I'm trying to balance, family time, business time, and social impact time. So I've decided that I want to make sure, because I'm from the Caribbean, that the folks in the Caribbean have an opportunity to benefit from this technology, that can, that can save lives, and help protect, what our most precious jewels. So you can always, and you can always say, and I'm extremely busy. I'm extremely busy, and I just appreciate the opportunity working with a team. See, because I never use the word I. Even as successful as I have been, I always use the term we, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. One of the
Amen.
gifts God has given me is it's the work, bring the right team together, that you can, that can't guarantee you success, but can, you can have success based on the team that you bring around you. So I'm looking, it's not about a Carlyle Holder approach, right? It's about a team approach. And as you know, we have different teams in the different islands that's going to come together with some of us from the U.S., and we're going to try to, make sure that we educate and bring exposure to what we are trying to accomplish, to make sure that women get the best, sanitary napkin products that is available on the market today.
Appreciate that, sir, and definitely appreciate all the effort that you have been putting in, which I personally know that you are, because I'm on some of these calls with you. And now back over to you, Mr. Dewberry. You yourself, having been retired and serving this country and serving in so many different capacities, uh, I see you also doing that balancing where you're traveling with your wife. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, you are there on the West Coast right now, away from home, doing family things, and you're still finding time to be a part of this campaign. Tell us how you're doing it. As a matter of fact, guys, I'm going to go further because Mr. Dewberry has been one of those gentlemen who has used that concept Mr. Holder just mentioned, team, and he has a team called the Three Amigos, and they have been doing some amazing things. And I'm going to let Mr. Dewberry tell you about that and how he balances family with what's going on with this campaign. Go ahead, Mr. Dewberry. Talk to us, sir.
Well, because of the campaign, my family stands behind me. So the thing is, you can do it without your family, but you do it much better with your family. So my family understands that this is not me going out to make any extra money. This is not me going out to play with the boys. This is me going out to put a message out in the world on how to make women healthier and safe. You know, when I go out and do my events, women come up to me and they tell me about what the product has done for them. You know, how they have been. This one lady in our program, One Three Amigos, was on a period for 16 days and started using our product and it cut down to 5 days. So she was bleeding half a month. I mean, so when women tell you these things and they tell you a whole lot, it touches you and lets you know that you're being successful. So the thing is, like, yes, I'm on the West Coast now visiting my daughter and son and my two grandbabies. Uh, However, they are involved in the program too because she was the one that initially got me to go to get in it. So they're involved in the program too. So the thing is, you if your cause is correct and you keep God above everything, which I do, then God will open up doors for you, and He will allow you to see your dream come true. And my dream is, it's all about the campaign, you know, campaign, campaign, campaign. And I tell people, people kind of like, because I give away a whole lot of products. Try this. This makes you better. Try this to make you better. You know, you have these pains. Try it. I know what we're promoting, but I just say try this. I'm giving out life gifts, or like my amigo partner would say, vitamins for your panties. We're trying to make women healthy.
Well, we're grateful, sir, also for you doing what you're doing, traveling the country, spreading the word via the information that we have to share with women. That is also crucial to them knowing what's going on and being able to make educated decisions about their bodies and their futures. And while you were speaking, I was thinking I had a young lady reach out to me the other day on Facebook, and she said, you know, a year ago you were about a different campaign. Now you're about this. You know, you're all flip flopping. And I thought to myself, how do I answer her since she approached me in public like that? And I just answered her with the truth. I said to her, I'm not understanding how you're making a decision about someone you don't know, because had you known me, you would have known that I've been about the campaign from day one. The previous campaign that we were a part of, those people left that campaign because they didn't care enough about the women. We waited around because we didn't care about the money. The money is not what drives us. What drives us is the campaign. So I had to go there, Mr. Dewberry, because you raised a powerful point, and Mr. Holder also alluded to that fact via the statement he made that he's about, you know, social justice right now. He's about having a social impact, you know, leaving a legacy, a mark, helping women, helping his children understand, you know, it's greater to be a part of something bigger than yourself. So you know, I remember that young lady, and I then wanted to ask both of you this question, and I'll start with you, Mr. Holder. People who question your integrity, I know nothing bothers you. You've seen it all and you've done it all. Um, but that was my response to that young lady. And I'm sure, you know, here in the locker room, we talk about anything because this is going to come up again to some of the men who would want to get involved but are hearing different things from people on the outside, inclusive of your men. Why are you doing this? This is a woman's problem. What do you say to that, Mr. Holder?
Well, first to begin, I feel like I'm intelligent enough to make decisions that I feel that's in my best interest, or serve the things that I believe in. And we know that we understand. There's some of us that understand more intricately what transpired with the last company, and why we wanted to wait, because most of us didn't go based on principle, they say you have to stand for something, else you fall for everything. So it was never, and it still isn't today, about money, because if it's about money, I don't want to be part of it. God has blessed me and has given me a lot of opportunity. So I think sometimes people get involved for the wrong reasons. And while there may be some opportunities to add some additional income, if you do the social impact first, the money will come if you do it the right way. Because if you are giving people something that will work, you don't have to worry about it. But I think what happened in the previous company was never about the people; it was about the money. So I would say to folks that do your own research. That we live in a world today. You don't have to take my word. They don't have to take your word. They don't have to do take Carlton's word. Do your own research and then make your decision based on that. Because again, one of the reasons that I waited, I didn't automatically say I was going to get involved after what transpired. I wait, I evaluate, and before I decided if it's something I want to continue. I happen to know the CEO and have a lot of respect for him, because of his integrity and character. Because he could have easily decided that he wanted to roll with what would have probably people see was the easy way, the easy road, the easy road. And I have a lot of respect because he took the high road. And I like people. I like to be around people that with integrity and character. That's what I stand for. That's what I spend my life, fighting for justice, right, freedom and equality. And you can't, you're gonna always have naysayers, but you have to, once you believe in whatever. you have to have enough courage to stand by what you be.
All right, my technical team. On my end, I seem to have lost connection with Mr. Holder. Not sure you all are seeing that, but let me see if I still have Mr. Dewberry. Mr. Dewberry, you still here with me?
I'm right here with you.
All right, so I know that must be a connection issue there. There he is.
Yeah,
There he is.
you got to rotate.
Yeah, so I
All
don't
right.
know how I rotate now, but let's see. I don't know if we need to. I see it's okay. I don't know how we do it, but
All right.
that's it.
Now
That's
you.
it. Okay, I had a different. Okay, I just have to adapt to a different. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Okay, how about that? Is that better?
Well, you know what? I am seeing your face, sir, so that's good.
You know,
All
you
I see is
always
his
have
nose.
to, understand that technology is a blessing and a curse sometimes, right? It can put that's why it can put a make all the perfect plans go away. So
It-
I'm glad I
it's
can
so
come
good.
back on.
Yes, sir. And we heard you expound on, if a person believes in what they believe in, then you won't let the naysayers get to you, and that is such a powerful point. Because now I'm going to ask Mr. Dewberry, to expound on that latter part of the question I asked Mr. Holder. Um, are women saying the same things to you they're saying to some of us men, which is why are so many men involved with this campaign? And, what do you men know about our problems? Talk to us, Mr. Dewberry, because you're out there seeing a lot of women on your journey across the country.
So first thing I want to say is Carlyle only sees from the nose up. So if you can see his full face, then you're doing good. But I can't see it. Good. You're good now. Okay.
Okay, I got to
So,
make some adjustments. Okay, hold on. So I can see y'all good. I can see myself, but I don't know. Let's see.
that's,
The way I had
that's
it the
good right
last
there.
time, it was perfect. I just got to get it to stay so I don't have to hold it. But I'll hold it for now. Go ahead.
So in my professional life, I dealt with a lot of people. Okay, and I always came in with two premises: I can do something for you, I can do something to you. I've been called to the scene, so I got to do something. So I let you select what I'm going to do, which way I'm going to go. So it's all about communicating. Um, so you said that it was a woman's problem. It's not a woman's problem. It's a human problem. Okay, because what affects a woman affects the man. And the problem is, we men weren't smart enough or caring enough to help the woman with that problem. Oh, she that time of month, let me go fishing, let me go play golf, let me get a house so I don't hear her mouth. We weren't smart enough to realize that she was having an issue. But yet and still we said, we love you. We want to help you. So I mean, so the thing is, the smarter we get, the more educated we get, like so you know better, you do better. So, you know, I had a whole lot of customers, okay? And I got them customers not over the internet by talking to them, you know, by literally talking to each one of them about the situation. And you'd be amazed about how when you start understanding the situation, how women will come and talk to you. They talk to me about all sorts of the problems with their vagina. And I listened and I understood and I put that down. So I was educating myself. Okay. So when women asked, they were actually proud to see men doing this. I got many, 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 many compliments. Well, I'm glad to see a man doing it. Now you had a couple of ones that what you know about this. what you know about that. But that was far and in between on all comments I got. The women said you were brave enough to stand out here and talk about that. And I'd be going to women's conferences, so there were very few men there, you know. And so for me to go to a conference and talk to women about this type of situation, you know, you have to have an understanding. You have to know what you're doing. But the thing is, our product was good. And to carry back about the old situation, we had another campaign, but the campaign was still always about the woman. You know, the campaign was always about the health of a woman. And when you talk about, as Carlyle is looking across the waters to help them, but if you look at the problems where women not going to school, girls not going to school because of the situation. Uh, uh, I was looking at uh, uh, Blackish the other day, where the girl it's a sitcom that's very informative, but the girl got her period, and everybody she had spots in her pants. So so they were talking about how taking her out of school and stuff like that. I mean, these are really serious issues because why? Because they are forming people's mentality on negatively or a situation that comes regardless of whether you want to come or not.
Well, I
Indeed.
want to add. I want to add to that. I think for me, leadership is important. I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to follow everybody. I don't care what they do. And I believe that one of the reasons I'm connected and I make and I'm involved is because of the leadership at the top. With beginning with Mr. Crump and some of the other leaders like Mr. Watson and yourself, Wayne and Newberry and Norman and some of the other folks that I've had an opportunity to get to know more personally. Because you can always find things that things to do if you want things to do, right? There's all kinds of campaigns out there, right? So you can pick and choose, depends on what you wanna, what your legacy or what you want, what kind of impact you want to do. But for me, I know this. Leadership plays an important role with anything I do because I want to make sure that I'm being guided and be led someplace that I want to go, and that they have the vision, and the fortitude and the willpower to take us where we want to go. So I think that's another reason that I came, I reconnect to continue the mission, and I didn't just automatically did it. Like I said earlier, I wanted to see what it was, whether it's going to do what it says. I like the approach that we started out with. We didn't just bring something and then try to tell people, okay, use it, and then come back and tell me what is wrong. We had a demonstration done, took the comments, made the adjustments, and now I think that puts us in a much better position because that was one of the frustrations from the previous, company we were. We recognized there was problems, but we continue to still push the same problems. So that's all about leadership again. So I feel a lot better now that when people know that they have, and there may be still some adjustments that has to be made, but I think from what I'm gathering from the folks that I've known, we haven't had many, if at all, had any complaints.
Yes, sir. And you're absolutely right. We did take the approach that we wanted to fix the issues that existed prior so that we could make this campaign more valuable and worth it to those that we're looking to serve. And it is on that note that I wanted to close out this program with both of you giving your final words to the listening public. Anything that's on your heart, do go ahead and share. And I'll start with you, Mr. Holder.
Well, I just want to say first, I appreciate the opportunity because as men, we have to talk. We have to see the value in why we should be involved in a campaign such like this. And the reality is that we know that it's been taboo, right? There's some woman that doesn't want to have a conversation with a man about that. and hopefully you'll be able to to convince her otherwise. But I'm just saying that as men, I think it's important, given all that we know, and I don't want to go through the litany of things that we have learned from the campaign about the negative effects that it have, and all the hysterectomies that we see happening, particularly to women of color, right? Because we tend to have we have access to the not the best medical facilities, and then doctors, instead of trying to see if there's other means to fix the problem, they do other things. So I think, yes, that we can make the world a better place. I'm excited. I have I have granddaughters now that's at that stage, 13, that I can start them off, and maybe they will, hopefully will leave a legacy that their children will be using, right? Jewels, for a lifetime, because of the health that it brings, and the impact it has on their health. So I hope that will continue to be, to move the campaign forward, and I'm just excited to be part of the team.
Appreciate you, sir. And over to you, Mr. Dewberry, for your final thoughts.
Well, I want to deal with what my good friend said, but I want to add a couple things. First thing is understand the campaign. And I tell folks all the time, we have a campaign that you don't have to believe what I say. I say Google it all the time because our campaign is backed by facts. We are bringing to the light what has been kept in the darkness for a long time. So, so the ability for me to say, don't take Carlton Dewberry's word for it, although people know I'm a pretty integral guy. I say Google it. You know, if you have any questions, get back to me. So, men, we've come a long way in sensitivity of our women in our lives, because your wife, your daughter, your grandchild, your niece, you know, we've come a long way. Let's not stop, because the reality is the industry is just trying to make money, and they're making money on our bones. Okay, because when your wife is sick, guess what? The whole house is sick in some form or fashion. By
Yes,
her
sir.
not being house of them. Man, we need to step up. You know, I was telling my son the other day about a man stepping up and being leading his family. We were having that trip. Had nothing to do with this, but we were just talking about men stepping up and taking. And I still think, men, we need to do that. Whether it's your family, whether it's your extended family. You know, when I tell people, who do you know that you want to see have medical problems down the road? Nobody. So educate them.
That's right. That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it in the locker room this evening from two very influential and down to earth men. Again, Mr. Carlyle Holder, a warder, previous warder of one of the largest prisons in the country, and current businessman and CEO of Correctional Health Solution Group. And we have had with us also Mr. Carlton Dewberry, retired lieutenant, retired captain. These men are doing phenomenal things, and we want you to get the word out. We want you to share this video, share our heart, share what's going on in the locker room, so that we can have more people, knowledge-wise, know what's going on and help us to spread the campaign. Gentlemen, thank both of you. Appreciate both of you being in the locker room. We look forward to having you on a program in the near future. God bless. Have a great evening. See y'all
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you. Thank you.